Hi everyone, it's Liz here, the Bold Moves coach. And today's video, the purpose of this is to talk about coaching using the GROW model, which is my preferred method of coaching, just because it's really simple to follow. There are other methods that you can use, but in terms of me training other people to coach, so if you're a manager, how to get the best out of your people, GROW model's just really easy to remember and to apply as well. So, how do we use it then in real life situations on a daily basis? Today, I'm going to talk about using GROW modeling in two different situations. One is just in a one to one. So, this could be a weekly or a monthly meeting that we have someone in our team and how to get them focused. So, how to be an engaging manager and focus people, but still stretch them as well. So, we can use GROW for that. And the second one is about around the time of an appraisal. So, how do we develop somebody? How do we use GROW to really help somebody to move forward in their career and raise the bar and improve their performance? So, first of all, then, so on a weekly or monthly basis, how do we use GROW to get the best out of people? So, just a quick reminder of GROW. So, the G in GROW is for goal. So if we are in a one-to-one situation, so on a weekly basis, we might actually get together with someone in our team and just say to them, okay, so what's your goal for this week then? What do you want to get achieved? What is it that's a priority for you? The purpose of this question is to get them focused. And, starting on a Monday morning, it's a really good question to ask people, what do you want to get done this week? Secondly, then, the R question, reality. So, thinking about that goal that you want to achieve. So, maybe it's that report that you want to get finished, or you want to get that proposal out to a client. So, the R question, the reality is, so how much have you done it already? So, how far are you into that report? Or how much preparation have you done on that proposal? Or maybe have you got a template you can use already? So, we ask them questions to help them to talk about where they are already. This can also be around time that they've got on this week. Where are you currently in your pipeline? What else do you think might crop up this week? All these kind of questions in reality helps them to realize whether the goal that they've set is achievable or not, because that's really important. We don't want to set people up for failure. So it's important that the goal is aligned and that we've agreed between us and the person we're coaching. So the reality can help us just to double check on the goal. So the O then in GROW is options. So once we've got the goal, we know where we're starting, we know where we want to finish, we've got a gap that we need to bridge. So, how are we going to do that? Well, there could be lots of ways in which we can get there. So, that's what we want to ask the person we're coaching. So, just how are you going to do that then? So, how do you think you're going to get that proposal done this week? Or how are you going to get that report done? So, there could be a couple of options. You might say, well, I'm just going to do it all myself. I'm just going to block out Wednesday and get it all done in a day. Or they might say, right, I'm going to do half of it on Tuesday morning, half of it on Thursday afternoon, something along those lines. And then we can say, well, what other options do you have? And they might start thinking about it. And maybe they'll say, well, actually, maybe I don't need to do all of it myself. I could delegate some of it to someone in my team. Yeah. And they can have a go at doing that. Maybe there's already a template that they can use for it. So this is about stretching people to get them thinking differently, challenging them. And while it's helping them to think about those options, they might think of some things that they've never thought of previously. So once they've got then a number of options, the next thing we want to do is actually narrow them down to choose the right option. So the W in GROW is the most important, which is the way forward. So, which will you choose? So, which of those options will you choose then? This is about commitment and motivation, because once people have a way forward and they know where they're going in the direction, they're then more motivated to get it done. So we get them to choose an option and then say, right, okay, so when are you going to get it done by? When are you going to get started? Get them talking about that. And then you've got the commitment and off they go. And then all you need to do is follow it up with them later in the week. So that is using Grow then for a one-to-one. Secondly, we can use the Grow model in an appraisal to really develop somebody and help them to improve their performance. So, in those kind of conversations, it could be that it's a bit of an uncomfortable conversation for somebody. And I know in the past I've had these conversations and felt really uncomfortable and felt awkward and as a result clammed up. So when we want to have coaching conversations where we want to stretch people and talk about their development, first thing we want to do is make sure that they're aware of how they're doing right now. So we want to start off by talking about where they're doing well at the moment. So give them some examples, give them some specific examples of where they're performing well right now. So, and be specific in terms of the areas where they're doing well. So, is it that, you're really happy with how their teamwork is going and that they're communicating well with other members of the team? They're working well, they're being really efficient on the projects. And an example of that is the deadline that they met recently and that they got that report out to a client on time would be an example. Yeah, so give people a couple of examples of things that they've done really well recently. Next, what we're going to do then is talk about a goal. Okay, so we're in an appraisal situation. Okay, so what do you want to achieve over the next 12 months? Yeah. So, what would be a real goal for you? What would be an achievement for you in the next year? How could you stretch yourself? Yeah. Ask some questions like this. Ask some questions that get them thinking differently. We don't just want to say, what do you want to do in the next year? They'll probably just say, well, I just want to keep doing my same performance. I want to keep doing well. I like my job. I want to keep going. I want to, keep performing to the best of my ability. That's okay. We all need people like that. But actually, what if they've got more to give? If we want to retain people, engage people, we can ask them questions that are going to get them thinking about where they might actually develop themselves. So, what would be a goal for you? So, they might say, well, actually, I would like to start leading meetings. So, I come along to a lot of meetings with you. A goal for me would be that I go along to those meetings and I'm leading them, and you're just there, to support me. So then we talk about, okay, that sounds like a good goal. So we're in agreement with them. Okay, so let's talk about where you think you are currently then. What's the reality? So they might say, well, I don't feel like I contribute very much at the moment. I feel like I'm just sat there and listening to you. I feel like, well, maybe I'm not bringing very much to it. So that's their perceived reality. So, what's our reality? So, our reality might be that, well, actually, I think you contribute more than you think. And we can give a recent example of where they've spoken up and where they have contributed something valuable, something that was specific, something that brought some extra dimension and showed their knowledge as part of that meeting. What this does is it starts to show them that they do have some leadership potential and starts to build their confidence to move forward. So the other alternative to that is that, we don't give them that feedback. We don't say, actually, this is where you're doing well at the moment. We just say, you know what, I think you've got a long way to go before you're going to achieve that. And that might be true, but saying it is not really going to help matters, is it? It's just going to make them have a crisis of confidence. So think about how you use your words. So the O is the options. So we can ask them, okay, so what are some ways that you think you could start working towards leading these meetings? Well, I could start preparing some part of the meeting that I can bring. Okay, yeah. So that could be one option. well, you could throw me in at the deep end and I run the next one. Yeah, so that's another option. And we get them coming up with, again, 4 or 5 different options of ways that they could start to make progress. It's really important that they come up with these suggestions, not you. Even though it might be hard because we want to give them all the answers, we've got to just kind of like press the mute button, sit on our hands or something for a while and let them talk about it. And again at the end, okay, so we agree that, those are some options. So which one shall we start with? Where shall we start? Let's decide a way forward, and let's pinpoint a time and a meeting when we can start this. And we will agree to review it, at your regular one-to-ones. So slightly different, but very similar in a way to a one-to-one. The difference being we're talking about their potential and something that they've never done before that they could start doing. So hope that's been helpful. Any questions, drop me a line, let me know. And good luck with your coaching. See you later.